Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we can officially have fun because we have Age of Treachery and Fire's Invention banned. Yes! Alright, so they did change the rule here as well, where the old rule is if it starts, you just get to play it for free. You get an 8th card in hand that's built around your deck. It's like the perfect card for your deck. Whoever would have thought that that would be good? And then the new rule, if your starting deck meets the companion's restriction, you may choose it to be your companion once per game. You may pay 3 generic mana costs. Anytime you would cast a sorcery to put your chosen companion into your hand. The other thing too is that I spoiled the wrong Teferi card, and I feel like an idiot, but at the same time, guys, the whole point of this is to try to do fun stuff, and that's what was spoiled there before. I've not done a lot of spoiler stuff beforehand. I know a lot of you guys said that I'm a complete fool. I should stop, I should quit Magic, all this kind of stuff. Well, too bad, because it still is so much fun, and I'm only here to have fun. Weird. All right. All right, for today's deck, we are finally playing Corvold again, one of my favorite cards. And I actually have my commander deck built around this card as well. Love it. It's really, really cool. And it is Jund Sacrifice here with Bolas' Citadel, which I think it makes this a really interesting win condition with this, where that's just like, it ramps all of our sacrifice synergies up times 10 basically. It's really, really cool. There's a lot of really cool things that we can do with this. But otherwise, a lot of what you guys have seen before, Cauldron of Familiars, Priests of Forgotten Gods, Claim the Firstborns. I feel dirty playing this, but it's so good at the same time. Gilded Goose creates lots of food tokens. 4 copies of Trail of Crumbs, which it is just really powerful card draw and advantage when you need it. I am a little bit worried that we're going to have a lot of aggro decks coming out right now, and so a lot of the food is going to be nice. The Claim the Firstborns can be really nice to throw it back at their face. And Mayhem Devil is going to be nice to be able to send some damage to smaller creatures kind of in the early game. But I am a little bit worried that we're not going to have as good of a starting as a start as we need here. But the main game plan is to basically get up to our Bolas' Citadel, and then use its ability to put permanents on the battlefield. Just kind of go off with this deck, where Mayhem Devil can close out the game pretty quickly if we get not a lot of copies of it. If we run into too many lands off the top, our Trail of Crumbs and sacrificing Cauldron of Familiars, Witch's Oven stuff, all that kind of stuff, we can save a little bit of mana to take the lands off the top of our deck and just kind of keep going until we run out of the life to either spend with it, or we find the way to sacrifice 10 non-land permanents, which if we have Mayhem Devils, that's also in 20 points of damage. There's just a lot of really cool things that we can do with this one. Or if we have that Corvold on the battlefield, we sacrifice enough things, we can be swinging in as well and just dealing damage. So that is the game plan for this one. Let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against Axion, bringing on Axe 1, and we're going to keep this. This looks like a pretty good hand. We get Priest of Forgotten Gods on turn 2 into Wolf Strider. We have 2 creatures to then affect or Claim the Firstborn as well, if we find another 1-drop, which we do have a lot of 1-drops in this deck, so hopefully we can find something there. Dude, I love these Godzilla lands so much. They are beautiful. Let's tap, pass the turn. I need to change my card art as well. This one doesn't quite fit for this one. I love the Godzilla, the Goblin King card back. It's a fun one. Let's go Priest of Forgotten Gods, pass the turn. Playing a mountain out, or a Own of the Sea. You're on top to bottom. Let's just go, I think it is just Wolf Strider here. Not going to attack him with Priest of Forgotten Gods. I also may not actually use the ability here, but I think that having it held up is pretty nice. Should we just attack in? We'll just pass the turn. I think the 1 point of damage that we get in there is not worth the ability to hold up something here, even though I'm not sure they're going to be playing too many creatures. Sacrifice his main phase, interesting. One bottom, one top. It passes my turn, and now attacking in for 4 might be a little bit better. We can play out the Mayhem Devil as well. We might just go Mayhem Devil, swing in with Wolf Strider, hold back Priest of Forgotten Gods. We can get in a little bit more damage. Swing in here, send a message. Overgrow Tomb tap, pass the turn. I could have sacrificed to gain the ramp to be able to do a bit more there, but I don't think it was quite as worthwhile. All right, let's go with... So I think what we do here is we sacrifice the goat. Deal damage to a face. You can descry this way. Woe Strider on top. That's not a bad draw. It's not really amazing either, though. We can already we're pretty close to just escaping. All right, we'll go ahead and keep it, and then we'll sacrifice to here. 2 more points of damage. 4 points of damage. Of course, she can't use the mana. That's a bummer. All right, I was gonna say, hopefully they're stuck on lands. That'd be great. All right, so let's go Trail of Crumbs into Woe Strider. And pass the turn. Really intrigued to see what this act is. Is it just straight up Jeskai control? Is it like Vadrock control? Something like that? Alright, passes my turn. Migration's Path. Getting lands out of the deck will be pretty nice. Is that better than just going... We don't have enough for Woe Strider. Alright, attack in. Down to 9. We can also cycle this for something better. And then also just sacrifice food and draw something. Let's go ahead and do this first. Cauldron Familiar is not amazing. I should have done that beforehand because we had the ability to give something haste. Although I don't think that we could have grabbed anything that would have affected their life total enough. We'll play the Cauldron Familiar. Do I shock this in so that we can cycle, or do I want to be able to use the Migration's Path? I think that the cycling at this point is going to be better. I think our ramp is not as necessary at the moment, so pass the turn. We can even sacrifice to make sure we're digging for the right stuff here. In our set.
Honor the past by
-2.
into the future. Strike with the cunning mind of the dragon.
The classification in the graveyard. Alrighty then. Alright, let's go ahead and sacrifice here. Bolas' Citadel on top. We're at 22 life. I mean, yeah, we want to keep it. I'm just debating if I want a Migration's Path to grab it right now. Let that resolve. Or using this to shuffle the deck at some point might be nice on later turns. I think we're going to go ahead and draw it now. Bolas' Citadel. Claim the Firstborn onto the cat. Yeah, Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. Field Goosey. Woe Strider. If we can find a Mayhem Devil. Alright, there we go. Can't find it, unfortunately. Witch's Oven was really what we needed to have a shot there. I think getting them away from being able to kill the Woe Strider gives us a better shot at actually just finishing the game next turn. I mean, we do have Bolas' Citadel on board. They have to deal with a lot of stuff here. We could scry pretty deep. Oh, we still get to scry. I always forget about this. All right. Put an attack in at face. Again, this is like my second time running this deck, and so I'm still getting used to it. Okay, Cauldron Familiar. Priest of Forgotten Gods. What we're trying to find is... Oh, there we go. Claim the Firstborn for the Priest of Forgotten Gods is pretty nice here. Yeah, I should have waited beforehand. Again, still getting used to this. We do have Bolas' Citadel activated now. So we're going to go ahead and go for it. Am I missing something? Oh, Bolas' Citadel as well. There we go. All right, deal 10 points of damage. And there we go. All right, dude, this deck feels great. Even with me running it, it doesn't feel too bad. Woo, alrighty then. Yeah, Bolas' Citadel is bonkers. With so many ways to scry things off the top of the deck, like, I feel like there's a lot of ways to make that keep flowing and be consistent. Not too shabby at all. Up against Angel of Desolation, and we will keep this. Also, I'm kind of like off right now because I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to play the game today until they... like I was like, okay, they don't have it updated yet for the bans. I'm gonna have to come up with some other kind of content. Then all of a sudden they switch a route on us and we do have content. Pay 2 life here. So next turn we could play a 2-drop and a 1-drop with the Gilded Goose. I mean, I guess that's better for Priest of the Forgotten Gods. So let's go ahead and play the Gilded Goose past the turn. Hopefully we find land. Priest of Forgotten Gods. Cauldron Familiar. No lands though, down to 19. If we find the land for Mayhem Devil, this is great. We can also ramp up with Priest of Forgotten Gods, but we lose a little bit of extra damage there. Well, okay then. Alright, Trail of Crumbs. Swing in here. Down 18, past the turn. So we do get Mayhem Devil for the next turn now, if we want it. We may just want to go for the Trail of Crumbs. We're hoping for land still. Pass to my turn. That's kind of a land. How greedy do I want to be here? I can play out the Mayhem Devil, but I'm not sure that really is going to help us overall. Maybe just get out the other Trail of Crumbs. Man, all right, we'll get out Mayhem Devil. Auto pay. We don't have the mana to grab anything there. Sack here, hit face. I should have waited to see if they had a 1-drop. Again, like the last time that I've played a sacrifice deck has been like about 100 decks ago that I've played. I know everyone says like, Jeff, you really suck at Magic, all that kind of stuff. If you guys played 100 decks per set, you may not be as good either. I should have blocked that. Okay, Trail of Crumbs. So if they attack in again, we get the Cauldron Familiar, we get to actually draw a card. Is that better than Gilded Goose? We could play Gilded Goose out and have Corvold for the next turn and sacrifice what? A Trail of Crumbs? Actually, that's not bad either. Alright, we'll play out Gilded Goose. We're still hoping for more lands. Pass the turn. We still have the line of blocking, bringing back Cauldron Familiar, and using a food to utilize the Trail of Crumbs. I think we killed the Dreadhorde Butcher. It doesn't do much besides this. And just take the 4 again. Vikings double strike. Uh-huh. All right. That, I mean, that's kind of nice, I guess. Keeps it alive. I guess we should have just blocked with Gilded Goose, huh? Passing my turn. Bring out Corvold. We need to start drawing cards desperately here. Sack a Trail of Crumbs. Give me a land. It's kind of very different from a land. Riven Champion. Okay. Raking Claws is kind of interesting here. I feel like they've got something else. If it is a Raking Claws, again, we're down to 1 and they can have Shock. So I think that we have to block. Definitely could have taken some very different lines here. Okay, remove the counter. They trade off. Okay. All right, Cauldron Familiar. And pass the turn. They're playing a lot of spells for an aggro deck, I feel like. All right, Lurrus in the main board. I love this. So much better, I feel like. It's way better to be seeing it in the main board than as an extra free card. All right, they can't really do anything here. We could try to block Cauldron Familiar instead, which then we lose one of the Gilded Gooses. I think we just block like this for now. We can cycle the Migration's Path, but if we do find land, or even we just use Gilded Goose here for food, this just might be a better way to go about it. Land? Oh my gosh. How have we not found any lands? We lose 2 blockers. Being able to get to Bolas' Citadel is nice, but not like amazing. I could also just use the Trail of Crumbs here, so I guess we bring back Cauldron Familiar. Pay 1. Grab, I guess, a Gilded Goose. Alright, Gilded Goosey. And pass the turn. We get another draw with the Trail of Crumbs if they swing in. They don't have double black mana for Castle Locthwain. We're actually hoping, yeah, they attack all in. We're just gonna kill the Lurrus. They don't have anything in the graveyard there, which they probably are trying to lose more stuff here. Let's see. Okay. Block with ones that are up down. That's cool. This will work. Let's damage through. We get to kill Lurrus. They may just have another Lurrus as well, though. The main point here is to start drawing cards, though. Mayhem Devil. Man. I think we go Forest. We just have to find lands here. And we can still find more of that stuff. Alright. And now that we find Witch's Oven, Mayhem Devil would have been really nice. Do we want to draw anything right now? I think we just pass the turn. Keep playing it safe. We get the Trail of Crumbs going. I can still cycle into some other stuff. Maybe just going for Migration's Path would have been better there. Okay, Cauldron Familiar. Attack a food, draw a card. So Priest also ramps us up to Bolas' Citadel. I think I'm just going to cycle this now. Aim the Firstborn. Interesting. Still a Dreadhorde Butcher. Alright, Priest of Forgotten Gods. Blood Crypt tapped. I could have gone for just Bolas' Citadel there as well. Like sack Cauldron Familiar, bring up Bolas' Citadel, start going off. But I think that we want to hold off a little bit longer if we can. And we can. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do this. Dreadhorde Butcher. They have first strike. I'm not going to make them waste the time here. So submit one. The only thing they can kill here is Cauldron Familiar, which if they do, we're still making a food token and it actually works out for us. And then we have the Trail of Crumbs. Yeah, we actually wanted it dead. I mean, we had another Cauldron Familiar, but... yeah, let's just pass the turn. Yeah, land sounds great here. We'll just go Fable Passage. Got some sort of response. Really wish I could have just held off on that. Maybe I should be prioritizing the food tokens for playing Bolas' Citadel. Because being able to shuffle the deck would be pretty nice in the future. Alright, so Swamp. Bolas' Citadel. See what's on top. Alright, we'll sack Cat and Goose. Draw that card. Get some manas. Sack a Goose. So we do have mana to use with this Cauldron Familiar. Dude, this deck just like, once it gets its combos going, it is so powerful. I guess Fable Passage to be able to shuffle later turns. Alright, Woe Strider seems pretty powerful. We have not attacked yet, so we can aim the Firstborn on Woe Strider. Alright, so I don't want to drop down to 4 or lower. Like, anything below 5 is too low, I believe. What are we trying to find now? I guess just enough stuff to utilize Bolas' Citadel. Oh, and there's Mayhem Devil. Alright, so attack in. And Mayhem Devil here, we're down to 5. Activate the ability. Good game. Yeah, we have the Bolas' Citadel triggers, and then Mayhem Devil triggers for all of those as well, so 10 more points of damage. Dude, this deck is pretty crazy. And I could have been going for the combo a little bit more aggressively, especially when they were empty-handed. I probably had a better shot of actually just going for that, but again, I'm still getting used to playing this deck, and that still felt really powerful. Mo is OP. What? All right, keeping this. This looks pretty sweet. We'd love to find Witch's Oven, but a lot of really good pieces here. Luris in the companion zone. Let's see, I actually want black and red, I think. I don't think we'll be using the Firstborn, but just in case, we still have to shock in 2 things if we want Trell of Crumbs. We're going to be shocking ourselves a lot, unfortunately. But this is also a good blocker against a lot of 2-drops. I think green. This could be like a tokens deck, maybe? Oh, okay. Season of Growth. All right. Let's go ahead and attack in. Claim the Firstborn feels like it's going to be really powerful. If they put a ton of auras onto a creature, then we might just be able to steal it, swing back, sacrifice it at some point. Yep, Healer's Hawk. Cool, 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 cool. We do need to find ways to sacrifice creatures for this to be really valuable against lifelinkers. And we're shocking ourselves so much here. All right, attack in. So Woe Strider or Mayhem Devil, we don't actually have a lot of ways to sacrifice things. So Woe Strider can help us set up our other draws. I think we get out Mayhem Devil here. I was thinking, actually, yeah, maybe that's better to go Woe Strider because Mayhem Devil can come out afterwards. They didn't protect Healer's Hawk. We get to ping it a little bit harder. But this is fine. Actually, with Woe Strider on the next turn, we can also claim the Firstborn, steal the Healer's Hawk, and then sacrifice it now. All that glitters. All right, so they're going to gain some life, unfortunately, but that's fine. Let's see if they also have protection. They always do. All right, try for claim the Firstborn. All right. This isn't very good, guys. This is kind of bad. Go down to 8 Woe Strider. If they have another, just about anything, we're dead. What's our best way out of this game? We also have food. I can sack something, gain 3 life, draw a card, gain 1 life, I guess, technically. I think that's a better shot at staying alive than just playing out Woe Strider here. So let's pass the turn. And we get to dig pretty deep for trying to find another claim the Firstborn. That's probably our best play still. All that glitters will still remain theirs, and so it'll get the buff based off the number of enchantments they control. Okay, Sentinel's Eyes. Not quite lethal. Pretty dang close, though. Guys here. I'm wondering if this deck wants some, like, Heartless Axe over just Claim the Firstborn. Claim the Firstborn is really, really powerful, but I could see it also maybe using that. I don't know. The combo is what it's going for. Okay, attacks in. Activate. Yay, one to face. Still get another turn. They are completely tapped down. If we find Claim the Firstborn, we've got a shot. We also can't die. I think that's over. Gilded Goose. Create a food token. We can sack it, gain some life. But if we claim the Firstborn without actually like ending them, it doesn't, like without killing the Healer's Hawk, it doesn't work. So they had the protection when they needed it, and they had a really aggressive start. Hard to beat that. All right, this is like a pretty good turn, pretty good hand against Sunder. Bringing on Sunder. Lurrus again. We do have Claim the Firstborn, Priest of Forgotten Gods. If they are going for the Aura's plan, we should be okay. Shocking ourselves doesn't feel great, but I guess we're only doing one to ourselves, technically. Oh, cycling. Okay. So we play Priest of Forgotten Gods. No attacks past the turn. I'm trying to think of how we actually win here. It's probably by getting to the combo pretty quick, or just outvaluing them. It's probably just getting out Mayhem Devil here. Next turn we get to create 2 food tokens, or 2 Trail of Crumbs, and sacrifice Fabled Passage, maybe kill something. Yeah, let's go for this. No attacks past the turn. What we'd love to do is be able to get rid of the Draneth Healer and then like, claim the Firstborn on a Fox. Trail of Crumbs is nice, or Witch's Oven is really nice here. So Fabled Passage. Trail of Crumbs. I can also claim the Firstborn on the Draneth Healer. Witch's Oven, send a lot more damage at face. I think we want to draw cards if we can. All right, so Witch's Oven. Activate this. Hit Draneth Healer. Let's go for, I think, just more green mana. We don't really need that much red mana in our deck. We have lots of green as well. Man, whatever. All right, black or green. Doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters. All right, go ahead and sack Cauldron Familiar. Hit you. Swing in. Down to 19. And we'll just pass the turn. How many cards in the graveyard? 5. Zenith Flare. Alright, we'll get the trigger while we can. You're getting 5 life, unfortunately. This feels like one of the harder matchups for us. We do have a lot of really good things, though. So Stomping Ground. So I think now we're just kind of digging for the Bolas' Citadel. Up to 22. Double Trail of Crumbs seems pretty powerful as well, though. You have to draw a lot of cards each turn. How much mana do I actually need? I'm only going to sacrifice 1 food token. So draw 2. I don't need to hold up anything else, right? So Stomping Ground tapped. And pass the turn. Brings out Luris. Alright, we get to claim the Firstborn on that. That's going to be nice. Bring it back. Bring it back. Alright, Bolas Citadel, sweet. And Grease of Forgotten Gods. So we have exactly enough for Bolas' Citadel right now. Do I think I can actually win the game with it right now? Or do we take care of Luris, swing in, get more value on the board? Because we don't have a lot of pieces to be actually doing our combo. We have to have mana to use Trello Crumbs. So if we don't hit anything here, we're kind of just dead. So I think the better play is to try to make sure that we can actually win when we go off with Bolas' Citadel. Grease of Forgotten Gods from the graveyard. That seems good right now. There we go. All right. Opponent scoops it up. Yeah, I do think that was the better play. Just take care of all of the advantage they have. They only had 2 cards left in hand. If it was Zenith Flare, they can gain some life and prolong the game. But with our Bolas' Citadel, within 3 turns, we should have been able to win the game. And I just don't think that they were in a place to win in 3 turns. Up against Finish Rogue. And we'll keep this. I dig it. All right, get out Goosey. So here's the question. Is it worthwhile to try to get Mayhem Devil quickly? I guess probably not, unless we have, like, let's see, what are the best draws we have? Woe Strider's kind of nice to get out early, I guess. That combo's really nice, but only if we get to have another untapped land. So what I probably do is just shock this in. Let's see here. Create another food token. That way I can sacrifice food, don't feel bad about it. Bring up Field Passage, sack it, and kill something if we need to. So I think we'll do that. Pass the turn. I mean, part of this deck is just trying to get up to 10 permanents for the Bolas' Citadel as well. So, I mean, having more permanents on the battlefield is nice. 10 non-land permanents, that is. All right, that's a perfect draw. Let's go Woe Strider. And pass the turn. I don't think these Claim the Firstborns are going to do much of anything until later, but I think we can use it on the Mayhem Devil for next turn without having to lose food tokens. And get in for, it'd be about 10 points of damage with all the sack triggers as well. That's if we have something to use the food on. All right, Castle Lockthwain. Let's see, do they have, like, Cry the Canary in here? Thought Erasure. All right. Boo Hiss. I'm pretty sure they take Mayhem Devil. Claim the Firstborn completely useless in this matchup, and unfortunately we drew a ton of them. We're gonna go ahead and sack. I mean, lands are nice. Kinda. I think we're looking for Trello Crumbs. Alright, swinging with Woe Strider. Down to 17. Can find a swamp and use Castle Lockthwain. Is it worthwhile to try to get out like Witches of it or anything here? I do get one more mana, so if we find like a Cauldron Familiar, I can still play it out. Taking 4. Of course, I should be waiting until after they have a chance of drawing. I discarding as well. So if they discard a Priest of Forgotten Gods, it's kind of annoying. Doom Foretold. Non-tokens, so yeah, Gilded Goosey's gotta go. Trail of Crumbs is pretty nice, and Witch's Oven, especially when we can't really use them. Alright, so attack in. Priest of Forgotten Gods. See, what do we want to lose? Probably just Witch's Oven. We can Trail of Crumbs on the next turn and use it, hopefully, before we... Yeah, if we find an untapped land, I think that's better. So, pass the turn. They sack Omen. Oath of Kaya. Alright, you don't gain any life. Sack Witch's Oven. Mayhem Devil. Do we just let this Doom Foretold go through? I can Mayhem Devil, use Claim the Firstborn. Swing in for 4. We lose what? Priest of Forgotten Gods on the next turn. And then what? I could also just cast a Locthwain on the end step. Take a ton of life. But maybe make him lose the Doom Foretold? Or use the ability? Oh, we don't have Claim the Firstborn. No lands either. Alright, well, we're attacking with Priest of Forgotten Gods. Down to 11. Trail of Crumbs is only worthwhile if we can sacrifice a food and use its ability. So I could prolong here, but that doesn't really do much. Alright, let's go Mayhem Devil. They're sacrificing things as well, so we get a little bit more damage with this. It's just, the issue is they probably have removal as well. I mean, that's what this deck does. Oh, by the way, I'm in silver because of new season and all that stuff. I didn't actually take the time to get very far last time. Down to 9. Shatters. Doom Foretold. Resolves. Discard. Claim the Firstborn. Bring back Woe Strider. Like a Trail of Crumbs, sack of food, draw a card. I think that we just bring back Woe Strider now. Doesn't really matter. Pass the turn. So as long as we can survive before the Dance of the Manse, I think we have a decent shot. I mean, of course, alright, they're gonna have things. Protect ourselves a little bit more or scry. Our life total is getting low. This 2/2 actually is gonna start coming into play. I guess we have lots of food though. Don't want more of those. Swings in, down to 8. Okay, Trail of Crumbs. I think that we just have to sack a food and draw. Gilded Goose stops that from actually being a thing we can do. And it doesn't actually block very well, so yeah, we'll just pass the turn. And the only value this has, if we find a Bolas Citadel off the top, we can use it, but we're going to take 2 more, go down to 6, be in all sorts of trouble. So I think that trying to gain a little bit of life here is better. 1 top, 1 bottom. They've not hit a land drop in a while. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just do this. Do it. Another Woe Strider, huh? Again, our Bolas' Citadel plan only works if we have life. So yeah, sure, Woe Strider. Go, be awesome. Sack, pay 1. If we find a land, we can still Woe Strider. Getting the life might be useful here. They still have Doom Foretold though for a while. I think our best plan probably is just to try to dig for Bolas's Tomb. Alright, play Woe Strider, pass the turn. This has Vigilance, so it can still block. So we're just going to trade off with Woe Strider. Probably sack here. Let Doom Foretold go. This means they won't be able to sacrifice the Treacherous Blessing as well. So we're actually hoping that they attack in here. That would be great for us. For the Mellitus. They're getting a lot closer to the Dance of the Manse. I think it's 8 mana that they need. Do it. Oh, man. Alright, lose the fella. I can claim the Firstborn, bring him down to 6. Replay Woe Strider, dies to Doom Foretold. I could also just Trail of Crumbs, try to dig for Bolas' Citadel still. Sack a food and draw. I could even play out Gilded Goose here just as sack fodder. Create some more food tokens. Yeah, pass the turn. I mean, as long as we can get up to around like 15 life, 13 life, we can still probably win with the Bolas' Citadel. Another Doom Foretold. We're sacking 2 things next turn.
I know my responsibility. I've got it.
So if we lose Gilded Goose, we get to kill one of the Doom Foretolds. Do we actually care about that, though? Alright, block with Gilded Goose. Mayhem Devil. I can do this in response as well. If we have Bolas's Citadel, I guess keeping more permanents is better, so we have to discard one of these. Resolve. Resolve. Yeah, I mean that was our only hope, I think. They're gonna have Dance of the Mans pretty soon, so I think we just concede here. Unfortunate. They got out the Doom Foretold really early. It definitely hurts our deck a lot, and we just didn't find the pieces that really interacted well with that, and that's just a bummer. This, I mean, in the sideboard, this is also a best of 3 deck as well. In the sideboard, it has a lot more interaction with decks like that, but like Cinder Vines would be pretty nice there. But whatsoever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.